Okay, I think we're now live on YouTube. Welcome to the GitLab 12.4 kickoff for the source code and Gitaly teams. 12.4 is going to be an exciting release with one really big improvement that I'm excited to share, which is merge request dependencies coming to Premium. So in GitLab 12.2, we introduced cross-project merge request dependencies, which allowed you to link merge requests across multiple projects so that they could merge in the right order. But we also knew there was a use case for merge request dependencies within the same project, which this issue is tracking. If you've got a back-end merge request, a front-end merge request, and a documentation merge request, being able to link these together to make sure the documentation doesn't merge before the feature or API before after the front end, for example, making sure that that is documented and enforced is really helpful to prevent accidental merges in the wrong order. So in 12.4, we're going to be opening up the feature of cross-project merge requests to allow you to create the same dependencies within a single project. And that's as simple as adding the dependency when you're editing a merge request, and then you'll see the dependencies in the merge widget, and they'll block you from merging until all the dependencies are satisfied. So this is a really popular request and something we're very excited to bring to GitLab Premium in 12.4. The next feature, I suppose, isn't really a big headline feature, but something that is really important to what we're doing in the source code team, which is improving the performance and scalability of merge requests. And so we'll be tackling that in 12.4 by progressively loading merge request diffs. And so this involves significant API changes and front-end changes, breaking apart the way we load this critical information in a merge request. Rather than returning it in one giant response, we'll be loading it in pages in separate requests. And this will provide us a foundation for iterating and improving performance and scalability in coming releases. So there probably won't be significant changes visible in 12.4, but in future releases, we'll have a foundation where we can start shipping significant performance improvements and usability improvements in the merge request. And that's coming to core. And then finally, I'd like to talk about caching the Git info refs. So this is work being done by the Gitaly team. We've been working on this for a little while. It's quite a big, complicated change, and we're beginning to test this on GitLab.com, but it's not going to be ready until 12.4. And so the info refs are a really key part of the way the Git protocol works. When you fetch or perform operations with Git, you need to negotiate which refs the server has. You need to know which refs exists and the head of those refs. And so we've observed that in some instances of GitLab, up to 75% of all Git requests relate to the info refs. And so this is a really significant area where we can make performance optimizations, particularly for GitLab instances where retrieving the info refs from disk is expensive. So when you're using an attached storage solution like NFS, disk I/O becomes more expensive, making this kind of operation slower and increasing the load on the server. And the other interesting property of info refs is they're highly cacheable because they're updated and modified much less frequently than they're read. So something like an order of 10 to 15 reads for every write is what we've observed on GitLab.com in our testing. So we're hoping to ship this performance improvement in 12.4. We're working on it in 12.3, and we're testing it at the moment on GitLab.com. But excited to have this improvement shipping out to everyone in 12.4. So these are the 3 highlights for the source code and Gitaly teams in the upcoming 12.4 development cycle and release, which will be coming October 22. And you can follow along in these issues to see our progress or ask questions or give feedback. But thank you for your time, and feel free to tune in to the GitLab kickoff for all the teams, which will be happening on the 18th of September. So see you then.